down here of root stalks, like twigs with roots on the end. And I'm going to put it in here. I got wet paper towels in here. So everything I do, all the cuts, I want to keep them wet. I don't want anything to dry out. If they dry out, it's all over. So I am...
So you got the rootstock out of this
rootstock's there, and I'm going to cut some off of this. I'm going to cut it about here. And this doesn't matter. It's just whatever length you decide you want it. These are some varieties I ordered from Fedco this year. And this is called Scion Wood. So this one is a variety called St. Lawrence. And I'm going to cut it in two, and I'm going to do 2 grafts. So I'll have 2 of each variety in case one doesn't take. And I will cut it, I'm going to cut it just above a bud right there. So I got a bud near the top. And then when I use this one for a graft, I'll have a lot of flat wood to make my graft union with. I'm going to, oh, something else that I've tried to do lately is I cut the bottoms of these when I got them at an angle, and I put them in water right away. I think that'll help.
That's when you got them in the mail?
When I got them in the mail, because sometimes I find that they need a little extra water. And so these have been in water for 2 days. And now I'm going to square off the bottom here. And there's a lot of different ways to graft, like I said, but this is a method that I like. So I'm going to go up 3/4 to an inch. It's usually about 7/8 of an inch. And I go down.
Yep.
And then I go like this. I make a cut like that. And I'm going to put it right back in the water. I don't want anything to dry out. Now I'm going to make a cut the same way on my rootstock.
So you're mimicking the exact same cut you just did, but
Yeah.
on the end of the rootstock.
Yep. And I'm going to talk about that. So I have wet paper towels here ready to go. Let me just get one off. Things will dry out quickly. I don't like anything to dry out. So the roots are wet in here on wet paper towels. This is wet. So underneath the bark is green wood. It's called the cambium layer. And the most important thing is to get, let me take this out, is to get the cambium layer. Is hard to see here. It's the layer right under the bark. It's right there, and it's right there. This looks green all the way across. Those want to touch the cambium layer on this, and that is the most important thing. And you don't want any airspace if you can. So these are going to lock together like this. Because it's got there's a little notch there, and it's going to push up on that. And then I want it, so let me hold it up like this. Like that. And now I'm going to get it to match on this side, and I want to see how close I got it on that side. And now I want to also see if I have any light between it. And I do. I can see light. So I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. There are a lot of different grafting knives you can buy. I use a utility knife. And I make sure I've got a nice new sharp blade. And I change it frequently. They have mineral oil on them, so I clean the mineral oil off the blade before I graft. And now I'm just going to do some little cuts. I'm just shaving a little bit off. I'm going to try matching it up. And I'm going to just fiddle with it. I'm going to try and keep everything moist until I can see no light between the two. Like I said, those are the two big things. Matching the cambium wood up and having no air spaces. If you can do that, it's probably going to work. Okay, that's good. I don't see any airspace in there. All right, now I'm going to take my little piece of tape.
And that's that cloth tape that you can order.
Oh yeah, like
What's
I said,
it called again?
You know, it's grafting tape.
Grafting tape, right? Okay.
But there's all kinds of different grafting tapes, and this is it's got like a linen cloth with beeswax on it, and I could use like I said, electrical tape or any of the other grafting tapes that are available. So I'm going to make it line up on one side. If you can get it to line the cambium to touch on both sides, that's fantastic. A lot of times you can't, and if you can just to get it line up on one side, that's better than nothing. It'll still take. You just want to make sure you got it lined up. Now, because the tape is so thin, because the tape is so narrow, I can hold my thumb and still get the tape started. Like that. And I'm going to pull another piece off. Whoops, it moved. So if it moves, just move it back to get that lined up.
Is it sticking?
I'm going to go one more piece of tape. And this one I'm going to just kind of cover the top a little bit. You don't want it to move. You want to have a nice tight fit. A little gap there, that's all right. Now I have to seal it up with the tar.
And where do you get this tar again?
You can get it at a lot of
You can get it
nursery supply stores.
Do they sell it at SBS?
Yep, they sell this at SBS. You can also order it online.
And what is it called again?
There's different ones. There's this one is called pruning sealer. This one's called tree coat.
Okay.
And it says it's pruning and grafting compound. And so now I'm just making sure I've got a nice coat of this on. Maybe I'll put a little on the end. Okay, and now I've got tape here to write a label on. I'm going to use the label they gave me so I don't forget what variety is. Just going to stick it on there. Now you can take this, put it right in a pot, and then cover the pot with a plastic bag. You want this to stay moist. I've got 30 of these to do. It's going to take up a lot of space. So another thing you can do is lay them down in a tote, a container like this. This is wood chips. They're several years old. You can use, they don't have to be this old. You can use sawdust. You just want to give an environment for it where the roots stay wet and the tops, the scion stays wet. I'm going to put wet wood chips over the whole thing, and then I'm going to cover it with plastic. Keeping it all moist, it'll still